Is it okay if we come inside? Okay, thanks.
As a part of our journey to tell genuine American stories, we went to the Gila River Native American Reservation. It's a part of the USA that's historically been left behind, and today they suffer from severe drug addiction issues that create a generational cycle of poverty. As we drove around, we came across one of the most inspiring people we've met so far.
Is this a family business?
Been family business for 25 years, maybe.
Would you be able to do like a kitchen tour?
A kitchen tour. All right, so in the back here is where I do my dishes. At the end of the day, I do my cooking, my little grill, my food stays in the warmer, the grease pan, and on the other side is where we serve our food. Even today, there's not much out here for the kids, you know. Maybe that's why they go astray and you know, things happen to them out here, or they're following the wrong path.
So what are some of the things that kids get into when they don't have help?
There's a lot of graffiti I see. There's a lot of guns around. I get up at 1:30 in the morning to start cooking, and I can hear the gunshots at my back door. You know, back long time ago, kids they used to fight with hands. You know, with their fists and stuff. Now it's all guns, 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 guns. You know, us the drugs is killing off our people out here. I see it. You know, people walking back and forth. You know, all strung out. It's not a good sight to see. It hurts my heart, you know. It does.
What's a day in your life like?
A day in my life. Okay, so I get up at 1:45 because I've been incarcerated. I have this habit of fixing my bed first thing. My family kind of had a rough upbringing. My mother was the sole provider. My dad was an alcoholic, and he probably left us when I was maybe 3 or 4 years old. We went to school in the city. We really didn't acknowledge like our culture here on the reservation. My mother's more Mexican than Native. My dad's 4/4 Native. This is my stand. It's M&M's, which stands for Martha and Mary's Fry Bread Stand. Here is our native symbol for we're called Akamo Atam, which means the river people in our language. And this is our symbol, which is the man in the maze. He enters the maze of life to the center of the earth. To me, I look at it and I see all the curves and the obstacles in it to get to the center of earth. So I'm somewhere in here, I'll say, you know, because like things go rough for me, so I got to go through the maze, and then when it gets smooth around here, and then as I get closer to the center of the earth, it gets easier as I go. I got introduced to drugs. That would have been my senior year, second semester. I had met a man, and quit high school to live with him. I was 16, he was 36, and he's the first man to introduce me to methamphetamines, and we traveled. My first weekend I met him, he took me to California, and I seen things that I've never seen in my life, you know, pounds and pounds of methamphetamines, and we drove back with great amounts. Stayed with him for 8 years and got really abusive, and I believe after the eighth year I just decided, you know, that was it. I'm ready to leave. So I came back to my mom's and was still dabbling into the drugs and the alcohol. It progressed and got bigger and bigger, and I became well known as the only female drug dealer on the reservation. I know of friends that their mothers did it and their great grandmas did it. So it became a cycle here where, I mean, alcohol is a big factor for that. You know, when you see it in the family, that everybody's partying and drinking, and then the kids are running in and out. Nobody's watching them. There's no food in the refrigerator, and the mom and dad are running to the nearest store to get alcohol. That I've seen it happen a lot. I got my first incarceration in federal prison 2001, I believe, and I got a 3-year term. Cleaned myself up for like 8 years, and then I relapsed after 8 years. It wasn't until the 2019 is when I caught another case for the same charge for methamphetamine. So that's when I got incarcerated and did 4.5 years.
Morning.
Morning.
Hey, bud.
Yes, I'm taking care of 7 kids ages 16 to 1 years old. They're my nieces and nephews. The last 3 or 4 are drug-related babies. I'm up at 2. I'm cooking, getting my breakfast things ready. By 4:30, we should be done making tortillas, and then I help get the kids ready for school. Come back and get my fry bread dough and go to work. Kids cost money, each kid, and try to make sure everybody's well taken care of before myself. I really never take time for myself or get me anything at all. I make sure the kids have it first, or the house has it first before I get anything. My nieces and nephews, they're very fortunate. Be blessed for what you do have. We may not have gold plates or, we're not rich. They say I'm rich. They say you have a lot of money, Auntie. And I'm like, no, I'm just like everybody else. But I work hard for what money I do have. My sister, she has 7 kids, which my mother has guardianship over. The last one, he's a year old, and 4 months of his time he was withdrawing before he got released from the hospital. So he was pretty bad on it, and it's just sad that my sister did it again and again. None of the kids know their dads. Each and every one of them have a different dad. The dads never stepped up to the plate and came forth. And that's difficult. That's really difficult, for me and my mom to watch and see when Father's Day comes around or Mother's Day, and there's neither in the picture.
Do you blame her at all?
No, I don't blame her. I take a lot of fault for the action of her being an addict, because I was probably the one that introduced her to it. Like I said, back in the day when I was doing the worst, I was engaging with her, and having her help me with my business. I'll say it like that, So yeah, and I'm not gonna hold that anymore. I let it go. Forgiveness, I have to forgive myself for all I've done wrong. Hopes for the children are to accomplish going to school, going to college, becoming something that I wasn't able to, I want you guys to be someone in the world. I don't want you to be one of these statistics on the reservation where they're drinking or drugs or just home. There's a big world out there. I want you to explore, go to different states and see what's going on. Just like these men right here, they're going around the world and touring and seeing things that they've never seen before.
What are you guys' biggest dreams in life?
I wanted to help the poor. That's my dreams. But I'm not old enough yet.
Why do you want to help people?
because there's some homeless people out there with no food, and I'm respectful for my auntie and my other auntie making food.
I was lost. I was taken over. My whole mind and soul was taken over by the drugs. But I think that God, I see the light, and I know what's right now. You know that what I'm doing is in the right, positive way. It's not really easy to talk about what I've done in the past. I'm grateful to be here and to be able to talk about it. I'm not ashamed of it, you know, I'm proud to be who I am right now. I am